Being the official theme song for Rwby Volume 3, When It Falls could be told from either the perspective of Cinder or Salem. It's not 100% important to the lyrics, so let's just go with Cinder since she was a major player in Volume 3. The song foreshadows all the events to come in Volume 3 and how the world will be consumed by darkness and hate afterwards. As you'll come to listen, the song draws allusion from all four of the main Rwby girls. In this verse, bringing up how in Rwby's songs, she's always referred to blood being red like roses. But where in Rwby's case, she was primarily referring to her mother, Cinder is stating how all the innocents will be lying in that pool of blood. Where Ozpin claims he can lead them to victory and save everyone, that is going to be nothing more than another lie of his. If the people continue to trust Ozpin, they're going to see all their comrades be completely wiped out. And when you die, your eyes lose all color and they become white as snow. Everyone will see, the huntsmen and the civilians, that putting their trust in Ozpin means certain death for them. The last verse was also alluding to Weiss, but this one more heavily does so. In Weiss's songs, the mirror has always been her talking to herself. She's always felt like two completely different people thanks to her father. So, Weiss has always been trying to join the two sides of hers to make her feel whole. But Cinder is saying that all the pressure that is on Weiss with her father and the Dust Company and even her own morals will all come crumbling down on top of her. In the end, she won't be able to handle all the pressure that is being put on her, and it's all gonna look like a shame when the company falls, all because she couldn't handle herself and figure out who she is.
There'll be no rest, there'll be no love, there'll be no hero in the end who will rise above.
In almost all fairy tales, especially those that have a happy ending, there is always that one hero who is capable of saving the day. It doesn't matter whether or not it's in a book or in a show or in any other form of medium. One hero in the end always manages to save the day and rise above everyone else. But not here. This story doesn't have a happy ending for the heroes, just hate. The light at the end of the tunnel is usually what pushes people farther than what they're willing to go. A person can be that light or a destination, but in the end, that light will go away. The heroes won't stand tall and victorious, but rather crawl away in defeat. Cinder and everyone are the living embodiment of hate, and they shall claim the victory. The residents, the people, the innocent will all feel nothing but misery and pain when Salem's goal is accomplished. When Beacon falls and every academy is destroyed and all the relics are gathered, Cinder and everyone win. Continuing with the allusions, Blake is for this verse. Once again, the moon has been brought up, but unlike in other songs, I believe this one doesn't have nearly the same amount of significance as the others. Here, I believe the moon is being seen as one of the things that shines through the darkness. The moon can be seen as the light, but bathe it in black and only darkness prevails. The light of hope has just been taken away. And when people begin to feel discontent with the scenarios and just overall world that they're living in, it begins to become like a disease. When one person begins to feel uneasy and panicked, more people begin to feel like that. It's like a virus that the people are spreading themselves. It does nothing but benefit Cinder and her side, and she hardly has to do anything. Finally, of the main girls, Yang, Her imagery has always been about shining bright. She's often compared to the sun. But Cinder is saying that fire you once shined so bright with was extinguished once Adam cut off your arm. You are no longer a fire, but rather just the embers that remain. I also believe Cinder is saying that Yang will be the one to ultimately condemn Ozpin. Saying that she will light the fuse to condemnation, what else could Yang be condemning? She doesn't need to light a fuse with those the world already sees as an enemy, and that includes Adam. In Volume 5, we saw Yang confront her mother and how she's essentially warned her about Ozpin. That untrustworthiness that comes from her mother continues to linger within Yang. Yang has shown that she's begun to question him and the things he's done. I believe this verse does allude to Yang being the first member of Team Rwby to condemn Ozpin for the actions he's implemented in his past.
Kingdoms and towers hung on the brink of a war. The peace will succumb to flame.
Each of the 4 kingdoms will be torn apart one by one, so each relic can be obtained. The people are all right on the verge of being involved in yet another war of Ozpins. Salem didn't even really seem to play an important role in the Great War. That conflict seemed to have stemmed from the leaders and their lack of ability to cooperate. So if one war was already easily started without Salem's interference, imagine how much closer they constantly are to another war with her trying to be involved.
This is not a tragedy, it's not an accident. You place your faith in fools and now you'll smother in lament.
It wasn't an accident that so many people have placed their faith in Ozpin. This didn't happen by chance. Ozpin being alive for so long has lured the people into trusting him. He knows what to say and what to do to earn everyone's trust, and time it works again. Fools are constantly placing their trust into Ozpin because he knows how to manipulate. And for that exact reason, the people who trust and follow him will know what true grief and sorrow feels like. They'll know the truth and it will kill them all.
They play the part of allies claiming peace their only goal. But once the fight for power starts to lead each other home.
Ozpin's ultimate goal has always seemed to be get rid of Salem and the people can live peacefully, as if that's his only goal. Part of being a manipulator is knowing how to trick your quote-unquote allies. Ozpin may say that his only goal is peace, but Cinder knows that is only the beginning. Once Salem is out of the picture, Ozpin's attempt to claim her power will only grow. All the allies who would help try and stop her will turn on each other and try to claim this gap of power that she left behind. Peace can never be achieved when such greedy people exist in the world.
Their iron gloves point fingers, the wage of war aflame. And mankind will wilt in pain.
I believe the Iron Gloves refer to those in a position of power. They have the ability to point their fingers and classify someone as the enemy. And Cinder is saying that it's these people exactly who are going to be the ones to start the next war. These leaders will all say, this person is the enemy and we need to eliminate them, or just seeing someone else as unfit to lead. And the followers of these people will comply because they trust the hand that was chosen to lead. An all-out war will erupt from nothing but blaming one another. Now, could this song be from Salem's perspective too? Probably, but I decided to go with Cinder, one, because while her main feud is with Rwby, she's had way more interaction with the 4 main members of Team Rwby as opposed to Salem. And also, I've thought that too many songs at this point were from Salem's perspective, so I wanted to give Cinder one. But for this song, while it does allude to the events of Volume 3, I also believe that it takes place a bit after. Such knowings of strategies and Ozpin seems like a bit much for Volume 3 Cinder. While I'm sure she knew a lot, I don't think she knew this much about Ozpin and his reincarnations. So, a bit of a future Cinder, I believe this is. Or just Salem again. But that was the meaning and breakdown of When It Falls. So what do you guys think of this song? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. Subscribe if you're interested in more content like this. Follow me on all social medias, and I'll see you in the next video.